Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you in last session of Bhakti Sadachar. Today we are going to learn about devotional friendship. This is very important and very practical in our day-to-day life. How we should keep friendship in our devotional life. So let us start our today's session with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So once again welcome all of you in last session of Bhakti Sadachar course. I hope every one of you have gone through the whole book today, because today in end of the session we will discuss all chapters. So today's chapter is devotional friendship. As I have explained earlier also, Rupa Goswami Pad has explained about 6 principles of devotional friendship, or how devotees should maintain the relationship between them. So Rupa Goswami has given 6 principles for this. And what are these 6 principles? That comes in Nectar of Instruction written by Srila Rupa Goswami, verse number 4. Dadati pratigrahanati guhyam akhyati prachati भुनक्ते भोजते चेवा षड्विधि प्रीति लक्षणम। In this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has explained there are 6 ways by which devotees can share or exchange things between them to develop love or friendship between them. So these 6 things are called loving exchange between devotees. So devotees should follow these 6 principles. What are these? Let us understand. Number 1, dadati. Dadati means give something. What to give? Give something in charity or offering gifts to the friends, to the devotee friends. Second, pratigrahanati. Pratigrahanati means accepting gift. If someone is giving you, you should accept. First is dadati. First you should give charity, and second thing is you should accept it. Third, guhyam akhyati, and fourth is prachati. So guhyam word is common for akhyati and prachati. Akhyati means asking something or explain something about ourselves. Guhyam, something in confidence. So reveal one's mind in confidence. That is guhyam akhyati. What is there in your heart, you should reveal to some advanced devotee or to your devotional friend. And fourth one is prachati, guhyam prachati. Inquire. If you have any problem and you want to get the solution of that problem, then you should inquire about it, how to solve or what is the solution of my problem. That should be confidentially. Then fifth one is bhunkte and sixth one is bhojyate. Bhunkte means eating. So what to eat? Prasad. Devotees always eat Krishna Prasad. So we should accept prasad if someone invite you, accept prasad. Then sixth one is bhojyate. Bhojyate means feeding or offering. Offering what? Prasad. Bhojyate. So if some already invited you, you have accepted. That is bhunakte, bhunkte. But you should also invite someone, some devotional friends or some advanced devotees, and offer them prasad. That is feeding them prasad or offering prasad. That is called bhojyate. So there are 6 principles. Let me revise all of them. Dadati, offering gifts. Pratigrahanati, accepting gifts. Guhyam akhyati, reveal one's mind in confidence. Prachhati, inquiring confidentially. Bhunakte, accepting prasad. And bhojyate, offering prasad to someone. These are the 6 basic principles. So on the basis of these 6 principles, we can maintain friendship among devotees. That is called devotional friendship. So this is the main principle, we should remember always about it. Now Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in book Science of Self-Realization that when friendship and mutual pleasure are there, these 2 things are the basis of relationship, then there is no question of insult or inferiority. Like when we have friendship with someone, if you say something or do the leg pulling, they never feel bad. Do they feel bad? Do they feel they are insulting me? No, because we are friends, we avoid. We do not feel the inferiority complex. We all laugh together. Okay, it happens. And whenever we need help of each other, we help. Like you scratch my back, I will scratch yours. So by mutual understanding or by mutual pleasure, when friendship or friendly relationship is there, there is no question of inferiority complex or no question of insulting each other. On this base, friendship can go, flourish nicely. So in case of a mentor friend, how we can understand or how should be a mentor behave friendly with their mentees? So there should be a quality of a devotee, of a mentor, one should follow it. What is that? It is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, verse 17. Mahtam bahumanena deenanam anukampaya maitreya chaivatma tulyeshu yamena niyamena cha. Means mahtam bahumanena, the pure devotees should execute devotional service. How? Deenanam anukampaya, by greatest respect to the spiritual master and the acharyas. Mahtam bahumanena means giving raw and reverence. Raw and reverence means high respect to the spiritual master and to the acharyas. Deenanam anukampaya, and he should be compassionate to the poor, those who are less intelligent than you. Third, maitreya chaivatma tulyeshu, those who are equal to you or at equal level to you, you should keep friendship with them. Friendship with the person who are equals. But yamena niyamena cha, when you are keeping the friendship, you should take care that all your activities should be executed under regulation, yamen and niyamen, under control of senses. Means every time your senses should be controlled, you should follow the rules and regulation, then follow the friendship, be compassionate and give respect. That should be the way to handle mentees, or you can say a mentor friend behave in this manner. The same thing is mentioned here in your book. You can see a devotee show compassion to those poor souls who are wanting in spiritual knowledge. Wanting means who are in need of spiritual knowledge. So how they compassionate? They help them, they enlighten them to elevate their Krishna consciousness. So this is one of the duty of a devotee or duty of a mentor. Second thing, he should also make friendship with the person who are on an equal level with himself or who have same understanding that he does. For a devotee, there is no point in making friendship with ordinary person. Do not make friendship with the ordinary person. He should make friendship with other devotees so that by discussing among themselves, they may elevate one another on the path of spiritual understanding. And this understanding, mutual understanding for the elevation of Krishna consciousness or for the elevation of spiritual consciousness, this is called East Goshti. You must have heard about this word, East Goshti. In ISKCON, among devotees, sometimes you must have heard in temple, they call people for East Goshti. So East Goshti is where all the people are of almost equal level of advancement. They come, they discuss about their problems, about their working style, about their general what they are doing, and they discuss. And by this way, by discussion, they help each other, they elevate each other, they enlighten each other. So this is called East Goshti. Now, friendly well-wishers. Who are the friendly well-wisher? Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the best well-wisher of all the living entities. And how does he behave with his best friend? Krishna's best friend is? Who is best friend of Krishna? Sudama, Balram. Balram is his brother, elder brother. Sudama is his friend as well as he is in Dasa. Arjun. That's correct. Good answer. So Arjun is his best friend. Their friendship is from many, many years long back, since centuries. That is why they are known as Nar Narayana Rishi. In their previous birth, they were called Nar Narayana Rishi. It is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So their friendship is very transcendental and eternal friendship. So when they behave, Arjun behave with him like a friend. It mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, it comes in Bhagavad Gita chapter 11, where Arjun says to Lord Krishna, Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam, He Krishna, He Yadav, He Sakheti, Ajanata mahimanam tavedam, Maya pramadat pranayen vapi, Yachavaha sartham asatkrato asi, Vihar shayya asana bhojaneshu, Eko athvapi achyut tat samaksham, Tachamaye tvam aham aprameyam. What does Arjun says here? Arjun says, Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam. Hey Krishna, I was feeling you as my best friend. Hey Sakha, and I was calling you by different names. Hey Krishna, instead of calling you Lord Krishna, instead of calling you Shri Krishna, I was calling you Hey Krishna. Like Hey Ram, Hey Krishna. Right. Any name you can think about. So whenever we call a friend, we call Hey, Hey, Hey. Hey Sakheti, Hey friend, Hey Yadav, and Hey Yadav. Yadav is his surname, like in Yadav dynasty, or in he was in Vrishni Vansh. So instead of calling by name, he used to call him Hey Yadav, Hey Vrishni Vanshi, Hey Sakha, Hey Krishna. Ajanata mahinmanam tavedam. I was not knowing about your glories before that. Before, I was thinking you are just my friend. Maya pramadat pranaye navapi. And I used to call your names either in madness because of friendship, or pranayen, out of love. So out of love or out of madness, I called you by different names. Yacha vaha asartham asat kratovasi. Sometimes I used to laugh on you. I used to tell something lie to you. And vihar shayya asan bhojaneshu. I have taken rest with you. I have gone somewhere and did so many recreational activity with you. I had sleep with you on the same bed. I sit with you on same asan. I took bhojan, prasad with you. And sometimes alone means whenever you and me were alone, or in front of other friends also. So I did so many mistakes. I maybe touched you with my feet whenever I was sitting together, when we were lying together in same bed. So many mistakes I have done. Tat chhamaye tvam aham aprameyam. Oh Lord, please forgive me for my all mistakes. Because he was not knowing the opulences of Krishna. But Krishna is so kind. He was so merciful. Then, in spite of such opulences, he played with Arjuna as a friend, and he never ever considered his behavior as an offense. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence in the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. Although he has seen his form, Virat Sarup Vishwadarshan, Vishwadarshan Roop, he has seen nicely, but then also he has friendly relationship. Because Krishna has the eternal relationship with all the living entities, and Arjuna is his eternal friend. So we all living beings, as being the part and parcel of Krishna, we are also having a relationship with Krishna. But we, instead of friendly relationship, we have dasatva bhav. We are servant of Krishna. Krishna says in chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, Mame vansho jeev loke jeev bhuta sanatana. All jivas, all living entities are my part and parcel. And our Swarup is, we have learnt in first chapter, Jivere Swarup hoy Krishnere Nityadas. As being the part and parcel of Krishna, we are Nityadas of him, of Lord Krishna. So we should always serve him. So what should be our culture, and what do we get from the spiritual education? The purpose of education is to understand Krishna and his devotional services. If one does not do so, then that education, what he is getting, is false, has no value. Pade kene loke Krishna bhakti jani bare se nadi se yadi na hil tabe vidhyaye ki kare. If one does not know what is the purpose of education, and he, instead of understanding Krishna, he does some other thing, then what is the use of that education? That education is waste, is of no use, is false education. So what is the best part of education? The best part of education is to fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Our mind should be fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. That kind of education is perfect education. It is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Leela, 13th chapter. से विचार फल जानी ह निश्चया, कृष्ण पादे पद में यदि चित्त वृत्ति रया. Means the perfect result of an education is to fix one's mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. And what to do after fixing one's mind on Lord Krishna? We need to do devotional services to him. Further, it is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat, one who has fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna is to be understood as having the best education and as having studied all the Vedas. So that is the importance of spiritual education. Other material education has no value, because that education, what material education, what we are getting in this life, will be over after our death. In new birth, we have to start our education from the beginning. A, B, C, D, E, E, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this spiritual education will remain with us in all the births, because it is eternal. It is never ever finished. It is not over. So where we have stopped it, in next birth we will start from there. Bhagavad Gita clarifies it. 2nd chapter, 40th verse. Neha abhikram nasho asti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. न इह अभिक्रम नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते. Whatever we do the devotional service, whatever spiritual knowledge, spiritual education we gain in this birth will never over. It will be continued in next birth, and it will help to remove all the sins. Trayate mahato bhayat. The greatest fear is to overcome birth and death. सबसे बड़ा भय है हमारे जीवन का कि हम जन्म और मृत्यु का जो साइकिल है उसको तोड़ पाना या उससे बाहर निकल पाना. So this spiritual knowledge helps us to overcome from this fear. That is why this spiritual education is most important. Further, it is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat that Digvijaya karibe vidyara karye nahe Ishware bhajile se vidya satya kahe. Conquering the world by means of material education is not desirable. If one engage himself in devotional service, his education is perfected. And the same thing is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4. ताहारे से बलि धर्म कर्म सदाचार ईश्वरे से प्रीति जन्मे सम्मत सबार. This was we have taken from Chaitanya Bhagavat. What does it mean? Being cultured, educated, very active and religious means developing natural love for Krishna, because everyone has dormant love for Krishna in their heart. So by culture and education, that dormant love is awakened, and this awakening of dormant love for Krishna is the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sri Ramananda Rai that what is the best part of education? That Ramananda Rai replied him that the best part of education is advancement in Krishna consciousness. So our focus should be to advance in Krishna consciousness. That is the best part of our education, and that will help us to come over from this birth and death cycle. And we can get this goal by devotional friendship. When we have devotional friendship or devotional friends in our life, we do devotional services to the Lord, our life is successful, because we are always engaged in the devotional services of Lord all the time. Then we get purified. Cheto darpana marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. Whenever we do continuous loving devotional services to Lord Krishna, our heart becomes pure. We becomes vinamra, humble, and with humble quality, humbleness, we become a good devotee. Our life is perfected. We can get Golok Dham, or we can get next birth in our devotee family. That describes in Bhagavad Gita. If your devotion is not completed in this birth, then, and if you are doing devotional services perfectly without fail, then you will get next birth in a devotee's family, or in an aristocratic family, or in a Brahmanical or Vidwan family, where you can do your devotional services further in your future life. Alright, so by this, this chapter is over. Now this is 7:30 and it's time to do the discussion of the topics. How many have gone through this page 40? Are you ready for the discussion? I will give one topic to each of you. You have to speak for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes. What do you understand? And if you have any query regarding that topic, you can ask. Okay? So first you have started. Anu Mataji, you have Anukaran or Anusaran. Okay, fine. Tell the difference between imitation and following in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Mataji.
Say.
If Mataji, we follow the Guru Parampara, correct?
Hmm.
And we go through the Guru, suppose whatever we do in temple, according to our Parampara, means chanting and chanting, go to temple and what we say, take the Diksha, or whatever rules are made by our Guru and by our Parampara. We go according to that. That is Guru Anusaran. Correct, Mataji? I think. What we say? What is it?
Following, okay. Following in the footstep of previous acharyas.
Previous Acharya. Whatever they have done, they have done not. They have done means if we do copy, if we copy them, then it is imitation. Correct. But if we go according to our previous Acharya, means chanting like other things, Diksha, rule, regulation, whatever made, and we don't break their rules. Correct. That is the follow. And if we copy them, suppose the Haridas Thakur have done something, chanting Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati many 1 lakh in a day. If we will copy them and we will think that we have to do like that only, then we come down. We will come down because we can't do. Because we can't do. No one can do copy of others. Correct, na? So that is the Anukaran. Means suppose Haridas Thakur day night he was chanting. Correct, na? And somebody one disciple told to that our Prabhupada that I will chant like the Haridas Thakur. Prabhupada told that okay, tell us, come with me in Mayapur. Then he went to Mayapur. Then he told later he told I want I will not do with the all disciples. I will not chanting with all disciples. I want a separate room. Then later he went that he told no. Here also not in Goshala. First he told Goshala I will do. Then he told no. They are disturbing me. Then later he said that I want one separate hut. Chopdi. Then there I will chant. Then later also he didn't do. At last he completely didn't chant. So Prabhupada, so that is we can say Anukaran, means we are copying of them. So totally we come down.
Yes.
If we copy for others, then we come down like Shiv. Shiv kept the poison in her in his throat, and we will say that we will copy of Shiv. Then it is not good. We can't do because he was God. He was demigod, correct na? He was made of our Krishna only. So we can't do. So we will follow all rule regulation and we will go on the path of our previous Acharya. That is.
Okay. Good, Mataji. Your time is over. You have explained very nicely with so many practical examples of our previous acharyas. You have discussed the modern mission of Srila Prabhupada also. Very nice. You have given the examples. And here I want to add one more thing, like Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur and other acharyas. They used to live in temple of Mayapur and other acharya in Vrindavan. But wherever they used to live, they always think about the Vrindavan. They always doing the devotional services. So the thing is, whenever mentally they are in Dham and doing the devotional, loving devotional services to Lord, that is the following previous acharyas, following the footstep of previous acharyas. Simply we can say Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanaina. If we have Prem for Lord Krishna, then in our eyes we have love for Lord Krishna. We see everywhere and in all the living entities Lord Shri Krishna, and we serve them nicely. Good. Yes, Chandrakanta Prabhu, are you ready?
About this forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Okay. Yes.
What should you do? One,
You are not forgiven.
And although they were sincerely bad for forgiveness, in our chapter it explained that
Lesson 6. Yes.
the aparadh which one should not do, to blaspheme a devotee. And there are various types. One does aparadh by verbal, one is thinking in mind, and then the other is bodily, which is more severe. There are three types of aparadh. Normally occur one does to others, which we have to be, devotee has to be very careful for. And in case if a devotee occurs aparadh, then he has to immediately beg for forgiveness and beg for forgiveness. But before that, he says that when a devotee associates with other people and he sees that other devotees, somebody is talking wrong about a Vaishnava, we should go and stop that activity, or we should move out from the area from where this discussion has been happening, or we should die immediately, because we cannot hear such things about the great acharya or the senior devotees about whom these wrong things have been said. Then if we occur some aparadha to a senior Vaishnava or a devotee, we should immediately ask for repent and say sorry about it, forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. Then I guess that is it, Mataji.
Can you give some example from your book or from literature? Examples are giving in your book. You can see page number 25.
20?
5. 25 and 26 are the refer page. Okay, 26 are also.
By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one should not tolerate blasphemy. Any Vaishnava should immediately take one of three action. If someone blasphemes, one should stop. This I already said.
Okay.
Then one should stop his argument and higher reason. If one is not expert enough to do, he should give up his life, and he cannot do this, he must go away.
You can quote the example of Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, he never talked nonsense or worldly matters, but always engaged in hearing about Krishna 24 hours a day. He never cared to hear blasphemy of a Vaishnava, even when there were points to be criticized. Because he
does not mind about the Vaishnava's fault.
Yes. Once you have the forgiveness quality in your heart, then you should not consider others' mistakes as an offense. You should always feel that गलती करना मनुष्य का स्वभाव है, right? So if we keep thinking about this, and then we will be able to easily forgive someone. If we will.
Can we say, Mataji, like human beings are bound to make mistakes?
Yes.
और any mistake करना उनका ये है, तो हर कोई मेरे जैसा और कोई हो नहीं सकता है, तो उसमें भी कुछ ना कहीं किसी और में everyone has some faults in them. So we have to accept those faults and we have to be with them.
Yes.
Right, Mataji?
Right.
And always remember that yes, अगर सामने वाला कुछ गलत करा तो उसको अगर दोस्त है तो सुधार अपना अच्छा रास्ता बता के सुधारने के लिए कोशिश कर सकते हैं. अनजान है तो या तो उसे निकल जाओ या तो उसको कोशिश कर सकते हैं, तो वहीं से निकल जाना चाहिए, या फिर सीनियर को फॉरवर्ड करना चाहिए कि देखो ये इनका ऐसा है, तो he can explain and try to solve his problem. This is how we can say.
Yes. So main thing is, instead of criticizing, you should forgive. By this way, we can develop the forgiveness quality in ourselves. Good. Who is next now? Everyone has to take part today. It is compulsory.
Mataji, I can talk about
Swati Mate. Yes.
breaking lesser rule for a higher rule.
Okay.
That all women
Group
should
B.
be addressed as mother. So, what we have been, what I have understood is, according to our learnings, very strictly, all women other than your lawfully wedded wife should be addressed as Mataji or mother.
Yeah.
Because Matravat para
Pardareshu.
Pardareshu, which means that we are treating all women as mother, whether they are younger than us, older than us, whether they are related to us, unrelated to us. And the reason for this is that once we look at a woman as a mother, then the feelings of her being our mother, us being our child, are invoked in us, and any untoward feelings like lust or looking at them in a different sense are not invoked. And the other thing is also that now there is a culture where we are calling women auntie, sister, behenji. And again, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that this is not our Vedic etiquettes. These are all things that we have started nowadays. The etiquette is that never mind what your relation and how old or young she is, as long as she is not your lawful wife, please address her as mother, so that there is no corruption of feelings towards her. And in the beginning itself, you have already established that this is a person who I have respectful feelings towards.
Right.
And so therefore, the good in the society can come back with this kind of behavior.
Now say something about breaking a lesser rule for a higher rule, as you have chosen this topic.
Breaking a lesser rule for a higher rule.
What do you understand by this?
Which means we have learnt around 48 rules of Vaishnavas, and there might be certain times when we might not be able to follow two rules at the same time. And so therefore I might have to forego of one rule,
which is less important. Yes,
so
you can.
that can fulfill another rule.
That is why Lord Krishna says, Raso Varjam Raso Payasam Param Drashtva Nivartate. Raso Varjam, it is 2.59. You can read later on.
I have a personal story which I can use to explain this.
Okay, if you can explain in short, in a minute. Okay.
Very quickly I will explain.
Okay.
So one of our rules is to chant holy name, to do special seva in Kartik. So to be completely immersed in the bhakti of our Godhead. But one of the rules also is to never travel alone. So this is one rule I have broken, Mataji. Very often I have broken. Actually, last year I have broken 3-4 times. I have been so talleen in Krishna Moh, I cannot help myself. So every festival, especially during Kartik, I have traveled alone to Rameshwaram, to Jagannath Puri, to Dwarka, so that I can have his Godhead in front of me and I can perform my seva to him and dedicate my time to him. So maybe this for me is an example of breaking a smaller rule for a large
For
role.
a, for a higher role. Okay. Okay, it is fine, but try to take someone with you. Maybe your
Yes.
friend or some devotee or some senior. You should take someone. It will enhance your bhakti, no problem. Don't feel it will create hindrance in your devotional services. No, if you take the association of a senior devotee or you go with a group of devotees, you will feel more enthusiasm. Just try it. Okay?
Yes, sure, Mataji.
Because some selected rules are there, we should follow. We should not feel that, okay, let me break it as it is a lesser rule, I'm going to follow the higher rule. No, some rules are there to follow every time.
Mataji, very quickly I will add. Actually, I had gone to Jagannath Puri alone.
Okay.
And then I saw a very big group of ISKCON. And I saw that they were so happy and they were enjoying so much, and that actually prompted me when I
Yes.
came back to join this
Yes. Yes. You will feel happy in association of devotees. Next time you try, go with a group of devotees, then realize it. Okay.
It is, sorry, Mother. It is like, okay, when we are happy, if, that was one example I think we gave in this class or not, like, if we have all the money, all the pleasure, all big houses, but no one around with us, how we will enjoy and celebrate? Then
Yeah.
If you go to this places,
Yes.
and if you feel happy, ecstatic, you will not be able to share. If the devotees are
Yes.
there, you can always share and enjoy with them.
Yes, in this class itself we have discussed this. Right. Okay, good, Swati. Swati Mataji. For me, you are just like my children, small age. Okay, no problem. Next, who is ready?
Mataji, I can go next.
Neha. Yes, Neha Mataji.
So the first one, Niyamagraha and Niyamagraha.
Okay.
Regarding that. So to start with, like the basic foundation, what is Bhakti Sadachar? So Bhakti is offering devotional service, and Sadachar is having good behavior. Now, how we develop this good behavior? It is by following all the regulative principles that are given by our acharyas and also prescribed in the Vedic scriptures. So there are 4 regulative principles that we follow: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. So these are must to be followed, and people who are generally eager to accept such kind of rules and regulations to develop themselves and do their devotional service, this kind of people are called as a niyam agraha, and they do this and accept all these regulations not for gaining any material benefit, but for their spiritual growth and advancement.
Okay.
So that is Niyamagraha, and Niyamagraha means someone who is not willing to accept all these principles, and despite knowing or hearing about it, they still don't have the willingness to do those kind of sacrifices or to give up the sense gratification and all those things for a higher cause. So those kind of people are Niyamagraha.
Right. Can you say in one word meaning of Niyam Agraha and Niyam Agraha? What does they mean?
Niyamagraha is eager to accept the regulative principle, and Niyamagraha is not willing to accept the regulative principle.
Or failure to accept.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the topmost principle is that we need to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So that is the one.
So that should be followed always in all the condition with full enthusiasm. Good. Nice presentation, nice discussion, Neha Mataji. Who is next now?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Vidhi, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji, I would like to go for the topic, illustrate the ways overcome Mayavadi philosophy in reflection to impersonalism amongst
Okay.
devotees.
Good.
So, yes. So the
Can you
topic
switch on your
is
camera?
like,
Your camera?
Okay, Mataji, I'll try because I'm unwell, so it's like,
Okay, no problem. For the answer, just for 5 minutes.
okay, Mataji. Okay, so the thing is like, it's a very controversial topic because most of the people like say about, discuss about Mayavadi philosophy, but they generally don't know that what philosophy one should actually follow. Because of spiritualism Vaishnavism, everyone needs something higher taste to follow, to have in life. But the thing is that we already have our dormant love for Krishna, but we don't know how to awaken that dormant love amongst with what should be the association, how the association should be, and with which philosophy it will awaken our that dormant love and that service towards Krishna. So the Mayavadi is like they always. I even heard Prabhupada saying that Mayavadis have this philosophy that I am Narayan, you are Narayan. One Narayan is eating another Narayan. So that it's this like submerging one Narayan into another. Then there's whole confusion within that philosophy. Even for giving an example again, it's like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also defeated the Mayavadis. Philosophy of even telling them about how blissful and how much of rasa Krishna philosophy and Krishna actually has, and why one should be devotee of Krishna, and how devotees are how much compassionate, how the 26 qualities of devotees that we normally talk about. They are compassionate, they are very kind, they are truthful, they are merciful, magnanimous, they are always speaking on the basis of shastras and everything. But even if we have these debates with the Mayavadis, they don't have a proper conclusion as compared to we see it in our shastras, because it is directly coming from the Guru Shishya Parampara. Like the verse itself says that Evam Parampara Praptam. So it's this like our parampara starts from Krishna himself.
Right.
So that's the only thing that whatever the parampara may be, there are 4 types of parampara, but it should be always speaking the truth and making us realize that our whatever is our purpose, it should be in serving the devotional. It should be for the devotional service and serving the Lordships itself. Then it is also the main thing is our philosophy is very simple, but seeing the rules and regulations that people find it really difficult because of their sense gratification. Having so much engrossed in their sense gratification and desires, they have so much within themselves that it's just like mad elephant running in the field. So that is the thing. And
okay, have you heard about Prakrit Sahajya?
Yes, Mataji.
Who are they?
The devotee, the kinds of devotees, the levels of devotion. It's like Madhyam Kanishta Adhikaris, the neophytes devotee who are newbies in devotional service, who doesn't know. They have the eagerness and inquisitiveness more to know about what is this philosophy about, how is this philosophy. Will it reach us will it make us reach to Krishna or not? That they don't have that much faith, but still they have this eagerness to know what this philosophy is. But still with that thing there are kleshas, not kleshas, but sorry, anarthas within them, which is yet to finish. And coming to with the while advancing slowly, it goes through Madhyamadhikari, and but still the Madhyamadhikari has developed some kind of faith to follow the footsteps of the Acharyas and Krishna.
Okay.
And
Listen now, Vidhi. You have described about Mayavadi philosophy and all. How to overcome it?
How to overcome it? It's very simple. It's like always Prabhupada says this, that only by associating with devotees one actually gets to know what is Krishna and how we can serve him.
Yes.
And what actually it's like Satchit Ananda stage we actually get to feel it.
Good. So your understanding is good. So main thing is to overcome the Mayavadis, we should take association of devotees, and second thing is we should serve Lord with love and devotion. By this way, you can overcome the Mayavadi philosophy very well. Good, good Vidhi.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Who is next now?
Mataji, I will be able to tell what you have told today about education. So, I also
Which question it is? Which group?
I will tell what we have learned today that I can remember. So I can
Okay.
just repeat.
You did not
understand I have learned.
chose the topic.
I generally
You
forget what previous generally I
okay? Okay, no
don't-
problem.
I don't know, but
Just
I will tell it by hand. I will tell what you have told
put
today.
on your camera first.
It is about your education is a total waste in this world. It is
Renu
not-
Mataji, just a minute.
not-
Just a minute. Just put on your camera for giving answer. Only for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes. Now please give
Mataji,
answer.
Hare Krishna. Education, however, whoever may be a biggest scientist or you may be a prime minister, any post or any amount of wealth, you may have, you might have educated in business and earned so much, but everything boils down to a zero. If it is nothing, if that thing is not connected with Krishna, it has to be, and everything that he has done or if he has not been doing, he should start doing. It's the central figure should be Krishna, and it should be his activities, his thoughts. It should be anchored around Krishna. This way, that is partly holy. Then you can say he's begun to get educated. Otherwise, he is not educated or is as good as a illiterate. The reason being that the point is that we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. We are part of Krishna. So our main job, हमारा main जो काम है, agenda, that is to serve Krishna, know about him more and more, so that we can love him, we can serve him, and that serving is done, as we all know, through serving the devotees and association of devotees or groups of devotees, and all serving those people who are promoting Krishna. He may do his business, but उसमें अगर इतना भी जरा भी झलक नहीं है किसी भी चीज की, तो वो एक illiterate है, उसको जब लास्ट में भी जाके समझ में आएगा, it will be like a shock. Maybe at the end he may understand, which is great, but it will come like a shock because that is not education. It is better if people know it well before in their life. Education तो हम ले रहे हैं. If they are lucky and they are already born in a devotee's house and there are people guiding from childhood, then his education will become more true. He maybe he has to address the world issues, तो वो तो education वो लेगा ही. But उसको साथ ही साथ अगर ये कृष्णा का education well in earlier मिलता है, जैसे भक्ति वेदांता स्कूल में डालते हैं बच्चों को, earlier साथ साथ में वो education के साथ वो भी करते हैं, तो उनकी education का जो value है बहुत बहुत हाई हो जाता है और रियल कह सकते हैं अभी हाँ अब ये है एजुकेशन, तो बाकी तो सब नल एंड वॉइड है.
Okay.
नाउ द थिंग इज हु आर लकी, अगर हमारे जैसे कोई लकी है, अगर हम थोड़ी जल्दी हमको कृष्णा का याद आ भी गए और हमें टीचर्स मिल गए, तो हम उसे फट से उसको पकड़ लेना चाहिए उस स्टाफ को, क्योंकि देन इन आवर नेक्स्ट लाइफ वी विल बाय सर्विंग थोड़ा हमारा लेवल बढ़ जाएगा. मे बी गॉड विल हैव मर्सी ऑन अस.
Okay.
हम जल्दी समझ गए और ब्राह्मण की लाइफ में भी ब्राह्मण के फैमिली में जॉब जन्म दे देंगे, बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी देंगे या अच्छा एरिस्टोक्रेटिक जगह में हमें जन्म मिल जाएगा, ताकि रोज मर्तबा की जिंदगी के जो लफड़े हैं वो कम हो और हम ज्यादा ध्यान दे सकेंगे. एंड वी विल बी बेटर डिवोटेड मे टू द कमिंग, so we should be grateful if
Okay.
we have already
You are a good listener. I can say you are a good listener. You have explained nicely. Just it's okay.
I try to invite but मैं भूल जाती हूँ.
Good. No problem. Just tell me one point. What 4 things, if you can tell 2 only, that are also sufficient. What 4 things I told about a mentor or how one should develop the friendship?
हाँ वो भी आज ही बोला था. I remember 6 you have told.
Okay.
We can develop. अभी डिवोटी के साथ रहना तो है, बस वो उस रहने को लंबा कैसे चलाना है. मतलब हम आ तो गए दोस्ती के बर्थडे पार्टी में तो आ गए, वो तो 1 साल की बर्थडे पार्टी में हम किसी के गए, पर ये बर्थडे तो आते रहेंगे. एक बार गए और दूसरी बार हम उसको भूल ही गए.
So what things we should do? What activity we should do?
अगले जन्मदिन तक उसको याद रखने के लिए हम गिफ्ट्स देंगे उनको, और कभी वो गिफ्ट्स हमें देते हैं, हमें भी humbly एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए.
Okay.
That is one way. 2 ways. Second is वो अपना दिल खोल के कुछ हमें कहना चाहते हैं, तो उसको कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी में ले लेना है और देते वक्त भी कॉन्फिडेंशियल मेंटेन करना है. और याद था पर भूल गई.
It's something about prasad.
हाँ, प्रसादम. प्रसाद हम अगर मान लो देते हैं तो उनको बहुत अच्छी बात है. ये तो सबसे
Okay.
आसान है क्योंकि प्रसादम इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ डेली लाइफ. आदान प्रदान किसी को भी दोस्त बनाने के लिए भी मेंटर और मेंटी के अलावा भी प्रसाद तो हम देते ही हैं उनके साथ रिश्ता बनाने के लिए. और लेते वक्त भी हम्बली लेना चाहिए विदाउट क्रिटिसिज्म. प्रसाद कैन बी एनीथिंग. सो फार उन्होंने भगवान को चढ़ाया है, वो प्रसाद हमें दे रहे हैं तो हमें और ही पाक और
So
हमारी
accept the prasad and offer the prasad. Okay, accepting and offering the prasadam. Good, good, good.
रिलेशनशिप बन सकता है. और ये प्रभुपाद जी ने कहा है, ये तरीका है इस रिलेशन को, ये मेथड बताया है. इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द परंपरा. तो अगर हम इस 6 चीज को फॉलो करेंगे तो हमारा जो रिश्ता है डिवोटीज का बना रहेगा. तो हमारा ही फायदा है. डिवोटीज का ये भी फायदा है कि हम सर्विस करेंगे तो मिलके करेंगे तो इट बिकम सो इजी.
Right.
जैसे एक वो लड़की ने अभी बोला था, मैं वहां गई तो सब हंस रहे थे आपस में और मैं अकेली थी तो कैसा था. दैट कॉन्ट्रास्ट बताया. तो हम डिवोटीज के साथ मेंटर भी डिवोटी है, उनके साथ बने रहेंगे, उनके ग्रुप के साथ बने रहेंगे तो हमारा हौसला बनने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा है और
Right.
कम है.
Right, right. And this is explained by Rup Goswami Pad. Okay?
It was not Prabhupada के group को. Okay.
Nice. Nicely you have explained. Good. Now it's 8 o'clock. If you have any question about today's lecture or about the whole book, all 12 lessons, you can ask. Or if you want to discuss something related to Bhakti Sadachara in our life. Yes.
Mataji, last week you had told that about that Uttam, those who are come in category of Uttam, correct? And if suppose they preach that time, then they come to the Madhyam, correct? Mataji, it means that chanting means more rounds are chanting are better than preach, correct?
More rounds of chanting is better than preaching. You want to say? You want to ask? Okay.
Because told na, those who are up, yeah, Uttam, come in Uttam that category. What we say?
ठीक है.
And suppose they preach, that time they come in Madhyama. So, how Mataji, but preaching is also one part of the devotion. It is compulsory or not?
We cannot say it is a part of only, it is only for Uttamadhikari or it is for Madhyamadhikari or it is for Kanistadhikari or Kanistadhikari because he is the beginner, he cannot do. No, preaching should be done by all. But the thing is, the Kanistadhikari is still, his Shraddha is Komal, he is not fixed in Krishna consciousness. His Shraddha is still flexible. Sometimes he go to other places and do other pujas also, take part in other activities also. So because of his Komal Shraddha, if he does preaching, that preaching will not be so effective. Maybe he is doing 16 rounds, he is doing devotional services, but because of his Komal Shraddha, he cannot explain nicely. He cannot explain because explanation comes from our experience as well as our realization. So for Kanistadhikari, realization is of very small level, but for Madhyamadhikari, realization is good, but still he needs to improve. Every time he keeps on reading the scriptures, he can explain the scriptures very nicely. His faith is fixed in Krishna consciousness. He does not deviate, he does not go to some other places and without tilak and will take a cup of tea, or if someone will offer him a cup of coffee, he will take. No, Madhyamadhikari is fixed in his rules and regulations. In his preaching he is fixed. But still he is a growing person, growing in Krishna consciousness. So his preaching is good. But Uttamadhikari, he is completely convinced with Krishna consciousness. Even though Madhyamadhikari is also convinced, I'm not telling he is not convinced, but he is a practicing devotee. But Uttam Adhikari has practiced, he has realized. So realized soul, whenever they speak the truth. And that truth is ultimate truth, it enters into the heart of living entities. That is the difference. And Uttam Adhikari, whenever they speak with their full realization, with their experience, they speak. They have thorough knowledge, they have deep understanding of scriptures. So whenever they preach, it enters into the heart of all the devotees, even in the heart of non-devotees. It enters, his words enters, because of his power of bhakti, power of devotional services. But whenever he preach, that is a quality of Uttamadhikari. Whenever he preach, he always comes to the Madhyamadhikari while preaching, while doing the process of preaching only. Preaching means explaining the things. So unless you will not explain the things in a मतलब जिसको जैसा चाहिए वैसे आप नहीं बताओगे तो people won't understand. If you will tell the theory, will tell the philosophy and it will go above the head above the person, then what is the point of explaining? That is why it is mentioned that Uttam Adhikari always comes at the Madhyam Adhikari level whenever he preach. ये simply ऐसे है like someone is learning music. So who is a learner, जो सीख रहा है अभी, maybe he has started learning सारेगामा and he has started few अलंकारास, वो करता है, अच्छा कर रहा है, but लेकिन बीच में क्या वो अटक जाता है, भूल जाता है. तो he needs to do practice. And जो उससे ऊपर अच्छा है, जो one who is doing practice from 5 to 10 years, उसको भी अभी वो process कर रहा है because he is in process, so he can do better than the beginner, right? But still he is not perfect like a person who spend around 40 years in singing or doing संगीत, पूरा अपना जीवन उसमें बिता दिया है. वो 20 years या 10 years वाला उतना नहीं कर सकता जितना 40 years वाला करेगा. तो that is the difference. Experience matters. Realization matters. Uttam Adhikari always engrossed in devotional services. He does not see, let me finish. Uttam Adhikari does not see any difference between any living entity. For him, either devotee, non-devotee, Uttama Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Kanishta Adhikari, or a non-devotee or a Mayavadi, for him everyone is same. Even animals are also same for him, because he see in every living entity a soul that is a part of a super soul. That is the level of Uttamadhikari. That cannot be a level of Madhyamadhikari even. We understand, but we cannot see. You can understand by this way. If someone blaspheme you or if someone criticize you, you immediately feel to give answer. Maybe you are not insulting, but you want to speak. No, I am not like that. Means you are not up to that level. Uttamadhikari हमेशा क्या सोचेगा? He is not telling to me, he is not telling to my soul, he is telling to my this body. Okay, leave it, let it go. That is the difference of Uttamadhikari and Madhyamadhikari. Okay, that is why Uttamadhikari's preaching is best.
Yes, I understood, but आपने जब उस वक्त preach का बोला था ना, that also I understood.
Okay.
वो दूसरों को समझाने के लिए कभी उसके लेवल के
हाँ
आना पड़ता है.
आना पड़ता है ना, अदरवाइज वो दूसरे समझेंगे नहीं ना, उसके लेवल तक आके समझाना पड़ता है.
उसके लिए वो समझ चुके हैं कि दूसरों के लिए कभी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. That is the art of preaching.
Yes, Mataji, art of it.
Art of preaching. Right? Is there anyone else?
Mataji, just one question.
Okay, carry on.
Yes. Yeah. Neha Mataji.
Yeah, okay. So something related to what you just spoke. So these kind of behaviors that we have, like finding fault, criticizing someone, or jealousy if someone is advancing ahead of you in professional environment, or if someone is doing something wrong towards you, you feel anger. Such kind of behaviors they come. okay, and they come naturally by default automatically. Through this course, we have learned that what kind of thought process we should imbibe to counter such kind of thought process. But then, so when we find fault, so we need to think that, okay, we need to focus on the good aspects of a person. So that kind of remediation steps you had suggested for different situations. But we have to like consciously think in that way and then come back to that state that okay, I should not find fault. By default, the fault finding happens. Then you contemplate, okay, maybe at the same moment or afterwards, and then you come back to the right state of mind. But does it ever happen that over a due course, like by default, automatically the right behavior or thought process comes in the mind? Does it ever happen? Or it always has to come through this long route that okay, first that criticism thought will come, then we remember the course and then think that okay, this is the right thing to do, we should not criticize or find fault, instead we should focus on good aspects. So that was my first question. And if
so should I give
happens
answer
automatically,
otherwise I will
happens
forget.
automatically, then
Okay.
how we can develop that kind of attitude that over a period of time, that what we should do so that that good behavior comes by default rather than the bad and then correcting it.
Okay. Oh, very nice question. Very practical question you have asked. So answer is
Just one line to add. Just
okay.
as Mataji just told, in this, sometimes what everyone has that inner sense. When we come across a situation, there is our inner sixth sense which prompt us. Whatever is doing is wrong. We should be alert. So we act accordingly. In such situation also, how we should tackle, because as we we immediately take action. अरे उसने मुझे कुछ बोला, we implied. लेकिन हमारे सिक्स सेंस हमें कुछ एक्शन हो रही है, हमारे सिक्स सेंस यार कुछ करने वाला है, तो हमारे सिक्स सेंस बोलते हैं अरे नहीं कुछ करना, हमको बचना चाहिए इससे. So how we should control this also, Mataji?
Yes. So you have asked the same thing in her question. Good. So answer is Krishna has told in 6th chapter to Arjuna, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grahiyate. There are two ways to overcome this habit, finding fault or criticism or not feeling to forgive other, how to avoid, and all these things, answer is one. Just to practice the thing what is needed, what good habits you need to imbibe, these things you have to practice again and again all the time. By practice only you can imbibe good things. So how to avoid? You should try to see good thing in them. You should try to appreciate them, not only in front of them, whenever you are alone, that time also. Try to find good thing in those person where you are finding fault, and appreciate them. By doing this practice of appreciation and finding good things, slowly your nature of finding fault, your nature of getting enviousness will be over. In simple language we say na, rasri avat jaat te sil par pade nishan. Like whenever a well is there, कुआं, उसमें हम रस्सी डालते हैं पहले टाइम में, अभी तो सब कुछ ऑटोमेटिक होता है. सो वो जो उसका स्टोन का पेरिफेरी होता है, उसमें जब रस्सी से पानी निकाला जाता है, तो दैट रस्सी whenever it goes down for a bucket and it comes, तो वो रस्सी आवत जावत बार बार रस्सी एक ही जगह पर वो जा रही है, तो उस पर पत्थर पे भी निशान पड़ जाता है. तो if we will follow certain way of behavior, if we will imbibe good habits in ourselves, we can stop our all bad habits. That is the way only. Okay, there is no other way. Just practice it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji.
So is there
हाई रूल वाला वो तोड़ने के लिए एग्जांपल देंगे, छोटे रूल, हाई रूल को तोड़ना वो वाला.
हाई रूल को तोड़ने का? वो एक एग्जाम्पल दिया था ना क्लास में कि एक बच्चे को आइसक्रीम चाहिए, टॉफ़ी चाहिए, वो बहुत टॉफ़ी खाता है, तो उसको कैसे उसकी टॉफ़ी की आदत छुड़ानी होगी. उसको कुछ और अच्छी चीज़ देनी होगी ना, उससे ज़्यादा टेस्टी। उसको रसगुल्ला आप बना के दो तो वो टॉफ़ी खाना छोड़ देगा। तो लाइक आवर नेचर इज़ टू हेल्प अदर्स, या आवर नेचर इज़ टू फाइंड हैप्पीनेस अमंग अदर्स। तो वो फाइंडनेस जो हैप्पीनेस है, ट्राई टू फाइंड इट in between devotees so that you can get connect with Lord always. If you will try to find happiness in your family, in your neighborhood, or in your relations, if they are not in devotional life, you will not find happiness at all. Maybe you are doing several things, उनके साथ आप मूवी भी जाके देख लो, मॉल भी जाके देख लो, क्लब हाउसेस भी जाके देख लो, रिजॉर्ट भी जाके देख लो, यू विल नॉट फाइंड हैप्पीनेस बिकॉज यू गेट द टेस्ट ऑफ डिवोशनल सर्विस। तो उसी को कहते हैं परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तन्ते। वेन एवर यू गेट द हायर टेस्ट इज द टेस्ट ऑफ लविंग सर्विसेज ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा। वेन यू गेट द टेस्ट, you will not feel satisfaction in any other activity. Like some people goes to resort, they enjoy, they sing over there, they dance over there, they feel very happy. But a devotee never ever feel happy in resort and in clubhouses. They feel happy in temple with dancing among devotees. In festivals they do lot and lot of seva and they do not feel tired. So that is the param drashta. That is the param drashta. Param rasa. Yes. Yes, yes. And the thing is, if you start to chant with full devotion and with love, with sincerity, you will feel that happiness and everything in chanting also.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So bhakti is the topmost rasa, topmost ras, topmost happiness. और आज का भी वही था, culture and education. The best education is fix our mind at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Very nice.
all the best to all of you. Keep doing all devotional services, whatever you can do. And if you have any query, further also you have my number. You have my YouTube channel also. You can ask any question as a comment on my videos. You can ask anytime, or you have my personal number also. So
Many
keep
things
in
we have
touch.
learned,
Keep in touch.
Mataji, from you in this class. Your
Okay.
classes were very, very nice.
Okay. Thank you so much. So all the best to all of you. Hare Krishna. वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्णा.